Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. We're going to do some cross stitchings tonight. We'll do that for about an hour. Then we'll switch over to play some more 2XKO as usual. For those of you that might be watching this on the YouTube side of things, when I switch over to 2XKO, we'll be changing to a different YouTube channel as well, so I will link that at the end of the stream so that if there's anybody watching who wants to see me also play video games, yeah, I'll link it out at that time. We're almost done with this orange color. I still have a little bit. We'll probably finish this little area here, then we'll probably jump back up and we'll fill in some more of that color. We just have a little bit of color to fill in right here, and then a little bit to fill in here, and then we're in good shape. I might actually do a little bit more of this black to get it down below where the orange stops, just so that we can keep following along and use the black as like our kind of like a marker, if you will, type of thing. But yeah, hey Miko, how's it going? Welcome in, Miko. Charlie, welcome. GTA 5, nice. Playing some GTA 5. Very cool. So we have like 2 more rows that are like these full length rows here, and then we have 2 shorter rows, and then this little section's done, and then we can hop over and do another small section. Probably be able to get this section done, and then whatever other little section I decide to start doing, we'll probably be able to get that done too. Maybe even get started on the final little section for this color, but we'll just have to wait and see. Especially if I decide to do the black as well. Doing good. I'm still stuffy, but my sinuses are still clogged. I think next week I may try to schedule an appointment to see a ear, nose, and throat specialist or something. This is getting old. I don't like having this, and if it's something that can be treated, I would prefer to just get it treated so that I don't have to deal with it anymore. Just doesn't seem to go away fully, and I don't know. I just don't know what's causing it. I've had it. Before I had a deviated septum, and everybody was thinking that obviously the deviated septum doesn't help matters, because obviously your one side of your nose you're gonna have a harder time breathing out of the one side of your nose. So I had the surgery to get my deviated septum fixed, and that did seem to help. But then it was like, I think what it is in the fall season, I have allergies. But I think I get the allergies so bad that I think I get a sinus infection. And then once I have the sinus infection, it's like it just doesn't go away. So it's quite annoying. And I've been just dealing with it, because it's like, it does go, like, all the times that this has happened before, it just goes away. Like, it'll eventually go away. And this time, I've been dealing with this, with my nose being all stuffy, and can't really, like, I can blow stuff out of my nose. I can get stuff out of my nose, but I always feel like I've got stuff in my sinuses that I just can't get out. And I think this is like the longest I've had to deal with it after having seasonal allergies in the fall. So it's just like, I don't know, I'm tired of dealing with it. And I want relief. That's all I want. I just want relief. Hope everybody's week is going well. We're halfway through the week, so that's good. Have our one car in to get looked at, as we were starting to notice that, like, the brake fluid, I think the brake fluid was leaking. So I took it in because our brakes started acting up too, and I was like nervous to drive the car. And so I took it in, and they were looking at it, and they were able to figure out what the problem was, but I won't be able to get it fixed. Like, it won't be finished until Friday. They started working on it today. The person that's working on it is my daughter's boyfriend. He works as a mechanic at a dealership, so a service department in a dealership. So he's the one helping me out, and he does it, like, he works on the stuff off hours, like after he's done with his shift and stuff. And so, like, he started on it today but wasn't able to finish it and then he'll be able to get back to it on Friday. So I'm hoping be able to get it all squared away and we can make the car last a little bit longer. The car is a Honda Civic, and it's a 2010 Honda Civic. It's getting up there in years, and it's also getting up in mileage. It's like almost, I think, 234,000. It's getting close to 240,000 miles. Crazy. I'm gonna try to make the thread last till we get to the end of this row. There we go. Miko, is there any projects that you've been working on recently? I know you have probably a bunch of whips and stuff, but curious to see, like, is there anything you've been working on recently? Making good progress on anything? That's good there. Alright, I'm just looking at my pattern just to make sure not missing anything. Current one is not proper to show on screen. Pair of bare naked girls for a friend. Also working on a goth raven. That sounds interesting. Making those lewd projects for your friends, huh? Making some lewd deco. Cat girls. So I read it wrong. Pair of bare Neko girls for a friend. Or am I reading it correctly? Am I comprehending it correctly? Or am I not understanding? Okay. You wanted to shield that. You wanted to avoid using that word, I could tell. That word is, I think that's fine. Like, I don't think it's bad. I don't think that's a word that's like frowned upon. I think it's all in context. Like, it's all in context. Like, you're not advertising like you're. It's not like you're saying like you're advertising an OnlyFans or something. Then I think it would be probably against TOS to be advertising your OnlyFans or something and explaining like what people would get on your OnlyFans. So, because you're not doing that, I think you're okay. I think you're good. I think you're good. We are slowly making progress here, though. I've been just kind of working on it a little bit here and there, off stream, throughout the week too. Obviously, from the last time, I'm sure I had a good chunk added prior. One stitch in progress. Wait, what? And one stitch in progress. Oh man, there's a knot. That's not good. Oh, there we go. It was easy enough to resolve. Okay, the last 2 stitches. And then we'll tie this off, and then we'll start the next smaller section. Should be able to fly through the smaller section pretty quickly, actually. Okay. That works. Now we'll end up with a couple shorter threads to deal with. Hopefully with the 2 shorter threads, we'll be able to just finish that little section up with the 2 threads I have here. Then the longer thread we can use for the other little section that needs done. It's just a lot of rows of 3s and 2s and 1s. It's like very skinny section. Anybody else watching the show Fallout? I still have to watch the final season. I still have to watch the final episode in season 1. Or season 2, I mean. Season 2. It's a good show. You don't have to really know the games. Knowing information about the games just helps it easier to pick out any of the Easter eggs that they put in the show. But you don't necessarily have to play the games first to understand what's going on in the show. But yeah, if you have Amazon Prime, I would. Also, you can watch if you don't have Amazon Prime. I'm pretty sure you can Amazon Prime, their YouTube channel, the YouTube channel for Prime Video or whatever. They put all of season 1 on YouTube so that you can watch it for free. So if you don't have Amazon, you can watch it on YouTube through their YouTube chat through I think it's Amazon Prime Video's YouTube channel. So that's kind of cool for anybody that might not be able to watch it through the normal means. Now it is obvious, like it's rated R, so like there is some violence and such, blood and that kind of thing. So it does get graphic. It does get graphic at times, but I don't think it's like anything like super over the top or anything, if I remember correctly. But it's definitely a good show. Definitely have enjoyed watching the show so far, and I'm pretty sure it got renewed for a season 3. So I'll probably watch I'll watch the season finale over the weekend with my wife, probably, most likely. Then we need two more rows of 3. We scoot over, do another row of 3, but we move over to the left 1 stitch. Tomorrow, we'll just be doing the same thing tomorrow. We'll work on this for about an hour. And then we'll switch to 2XKO. Eventually, I'll be playing other games, but right now, 2XKO pretty much monopolizes all of my, or most of my free time. Because I still take a break from the game, and I'll play other games with my with my family. Usually we'll play League of Legends or something. On occasion, I'll play Fortnite with my daughters and my oldest daughter's boyfriend. And my wife and I are trying to wrap up playing through Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. That's the one that's kind of based off of... Screwed up. I should have marked the pattern. Because I did those 2 rows. I needed to do 1 more row before I moved over. Getting sloppy. I don't want to get sloppy. And this particular color must be used in the bottom of the pattern as well, underneath his head, somewhere. Because it says that right now, of all the color I've put into it so far, this color, we've only done 57% of this color so far. So it must definitely be like on his shoulder or like under his, like on his neck. Or near like his collarbone and stuff. So we won't be doing this color for quite some time once we get this area finished. But the light blue, on the other hand, that I think I'm at like 98% on the light blue. I'm pretty sure the light blue is all in his head, and the remaining stitches are just kind of sporadically placed everywhere. So like it won't take, like it will be a while before we get back to the light blue color to try to wrap up things. But right now I'm just trying to focus mostly on like getting the bigger sections done, and then we'll like, it's almost like we'll work our way down to the stitches that are left, that where there's not a whole lot of stitches of a specific color. I do it that way because also it just makes it a lot easier to do stitches that kind of make you jump around, because you have the rest of the pattern to basically use that as a guide to make sure that you're not placing those random stitches in the wrong place. Okay, now we have 2 rows of 4. Anybody in the chat ever play a game called RuneScape? Because I've been watching somebody that's been pretty much like spending a ton of time playing RuneScape. I think it's RuneScape 3, if I'm not mistaken. It's like an MMO, like it's like overhead view, but like think of World of Warcraft, but with an overhead view and just not as graphically detailed, I guess is the best way to put it. But basically it's a game where it's like there is no ending. You're just constantly doing more and more content. At least that's how I think it was described to me. We're getting there. I think this shorter piece will be just enough to finish this little section off. We're half hour into stream already too, so one thing I wish I could do is I wish I could just cross stitch faster. Like, I could probably stitch faster if I wasn't trying to do the railroad method to make it so that the stitches try to have the stitches lay more uniform and more fuller and flat. At least I think that's what the railroad method does when you railroad your stitches. Am I correct on that, Miko? Do you know? Because I know the way that I typically stitch is called cross country, because you're like going one direction and then you go back the other direction to close the stitches instead of doing one stitch at a time. When you the method that when you're cross stitching, the method where like you stick the needle between the threads so that it tries to help make sure that the stitches will lay flatter and the thread doesn't get twisted, like the stitches are more uniform, I guess, too. Is that called railroading? Because I know cross country is when you stitch one leg of all your stitches in a row, and then you go and close your stitches going the opposite direction. So I know that I'm pretty sure that's referred to as cross stitch, or the cross country method. You do one direction, then you come back from the other. Yes, yes, yes. That's cross country. The way I'm doing it right now, you do the same. But what I'm referring to is, see how I'm sticking the needle? I'm sticking the needle in between the threads. On the way down, like when I'm closing my stitch, I don't do it when I'm doing the first leg of stitches. But when I close the stitch, I put the needle between the threads, and that's supposed to help let the stitches lay flatter, and it also prevents the stitches, like it prevents the thread from getting all twisted, and then you end up with like thin line, or like your thread, it looks thinner when it overlaps. And your coverage isn't as good. And I'm pretty sure this method of putting your needle through the thread, I'm pretty sure that is called railroading. And you could probably look online just to verify, but pretty sure that railroading your stitches. Now you're probably supposed to do railroading for both legs of a stitch, so that it lays flat underneath as well. But I don't know. It seems pretty consistent with me just going through it like really fast here and not worrying about railroading every single leg of a stitch. After we finish this section here, I'm probably going to take a couple minute break, stand up, and blow my nose. My nose is starting to, I can feel it. It's not running like really fast. Like it's not, my nose isn't running like crazy, but it's enough that I can feel it. And eventually it will be, I will be leaking in the better sense of the word, I guess. All right. But we have ads going on right now too, so anybody that's watching on Twitch, they're not able to hear what I'm saying right now. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Yo, Ball and Chain. The funny thing is, Ballin, Baja just like popped in my head. Literally 5 seconds before you said hello. Yeah, I don't know why. Just all of a sudden, I all of a sudden thought of Baja, probably because I was hearing Final Fantasy music. Because of the Final Fantasy music playing, I was like, all of a sudden, I just pictured Baja in my head. I don't know why. He's on his way to work. Well, here is to a safe travel to work. You'll have to let him know that, like, I'll, like, just randomly, he just, like, popped in my head. Don't worry, he didn't ruin anything. He didn't ruin anything. You got a job today. Congrats. How have you been? How is the family? Like, how's Baja? I hope he's not too busy with work. What kind of job did you get? What kind of job did you get? That's exciting. That's exciting news. Because I know you've been, like, doing stuff at, like, schooling and stuff, too, and working your butt off, for sure. And then you got all the musical stuff going on, too. I'll be right back. You go ahead, type it in the chat. I'll be right back. I'm only going to be gone for, like, maybe a couple minutes because I got to blow my nose. My sinuses are driving me nuts. So I'm gonna move this up just a little bit because we're actually going to be stitching along this black here. So I'll be right back. You decided against nursing school and you decided to apply to a few other jobs. Without doxing yourself, it's music related. Oh no, yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting you to give me all the nitty gritty details here in the Twitch chat. But that's cool. That's very, very cool. That's kind of what Emma... Well, depending on your job, Emma is going to be... She's hoping to have schooling or music. Either to play an instrument. I think the two things that she's trying to possibly look into is either to be a conductor, a music conductor, or a teacher, a music teacher for like instruments and stuff. Okay, Ballin, I'll look at it later when I'm not streaming, but yeah, she's really good playing the violin, and piano and all the other musical instruments that she knows how to play. But I know being a music teacher and a conductor, like a music conductor, I think you have to learn all the instruments, right? Like if she were to be an orchestra conductor, like she would have to know how to play all the instruments in the orchestra. I'm not mistaken. Also, let me know when you're back. I know you said you were going to DM me, so let me know when you're back in the chat. I want to ask and see it if... I want to ask a question about the game choices of Baja. Is he into fighting games at all? He's not really into fighting games? Okay. Alright. You've never seen him play them. Okay. I mean, I used to play them all the time. Like, I played fighting games like Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, Tekken, Virtual Fighter, the X-Men fighting games, Marvel vs. Capcom, like all of those games. Like back in the 90s when arcades were a big thing still, I was definitely playing those games. You play Tekken bowling, but not really the fighting part of it. Have we managed to get any more people for that big old group project? No. That's kind of on the back burner right now. I might get back to that after I do this project. Because, like, I know that if I were to start that project, that's going to be a project that, like, I would have to devote a lot of time to that, I think. To try to manage that type of a project when we have so many other people helping. You're eager to get started on your part? Don't worry, I still have the list of all the people, and I have the list of people, like what parts people wanted to like the part you wanted to do. I still have all that information, so. Your sinuses sound like Baja's. He's allergic to cedar. I don't know what it is. I'm like very frustrated at the moment, I guess, because I had a cold. I had a cold, and then I don't know if it I don't know if it was allergies first and then a cold, but it's like for the last month or so, like my nose has been like this with no relief. So I don't know if it's turned itself into something more like a sinus infection, maybe, where it's like, yes, I had allergies earlier back in the fall. Yes, I had a cold, but it's like, it just doesn't want to go away. I've gone to, I went to an ENT doctor, probably before COVID, maybe. I think it was before COVID, maybe shortly thereafter. I can't remember. But I went to an ENT to get checked out, and they determined I had a deviated septum, which I did have the surgery to fix the deviated septum. And then that did seem to help a little bit. But yeah, it's like, and then they also said that if I'm suffering from acid reflux, it could be from that as well. That because your body wants to produce additional mucus to help counteract the acid. So yeah, I don't know with your nursing knowledge if that is at all true. Have you seen an allergist before? I have not seen an allergist yet, no. I hope I'm not allergic to my cats. That's the only thing. I don't want to be allergic to my cats. I've had cats before. Like, I had cats growing up. Never seemed to bother me. I had cats when I first started... When I first started dating my wife and we moved in together. We brought her cats from her hometown. Like, from her mom's house. We brought her cats to our apartment. So yeah, the cats are possible. I mean, I don't think it is, just because I don't get any worse when I'm next to them. But I guess the cat dander is like everywhere, so it doesn't really matter. Certain cats produce more dander than others. Yeah, and both of my cats are short-haired cats. I don't think matters as far as the dander is concerned, but I don't know. I hope it's not like something else like mold or something too. I spend a lot of time down in my basement. My basement is a finished basement, so but if there's any like possible mold in the unfinished part, I guess that could also cause issues. Feed a colony. You feed the colony cats at your apartment. You mean these are just like cats that are just free roaming around? It can be, but not sure it would be causing the nasal blockage I'm hearing. Yeah, my sinuses are just blocked like crazy. And like when I blow my nose, I get some stuff out, but it's almost like whatever I have going on, it just seems like it's really deep into my sinuses. Yeah, because you could probably hear it in my voice too, a little bit. Because, yeah, I'm always feeling like I've got stuff in my throat as well. Sorry if this is grossing out, if this is being gross to anybody. I'm going to try to finish this little section here. We got 10 more minutes before we, or well, 8 more minutes now. Before we switch over to 2XKO and we play some video games. If you're still here, Ballin, you'll get to see a fighting game that that's pretty much monopolized all of my time lately. Or not all of my time, but a bunch of my free time. Been really trying to learn the game and just get better at it. I've come a long way since I started playing it. But I've been playing it since like October. Because October was early October. They had a early access. Like it was yeah, it was just like a global early access, like basically beta state, like open beta. And then just in early January this year, they brought it to console and like did it in like an actual official release of the game as well. Short-haired can actually be worse at times. I feed the calling. So if you can figure out what it is, they can do micro doses of the allergen to help you. There are things they can do. Yeah, if I go to an ear nose, well, maybe I should just go and see my primary care physician first. And then they can recommend something. I think that might be how most of the time you usually have to get a recommendation from primary care physician anyway, I think, for most insurances and stuff. ENT is different. Oh, yeah. Because I went to the ENT when they went to... They were the ones that fixed my deviated septum. Can you get a deviated septum again? Like after they fix it, could you get another one without injuring your nose, I should say. Like I did not injure my nose after the surgery, though. I'm just wondering, could you get it again? I'd imagine it's possible, but I wouldn't think that would be common. Yeah, like, I could understand, like, if you injured your nose after the surgery, and then you caused yourself to have a deviated septum again, because of after the healing of the injury or whatever. But yeah, I just need to figure out what it is, because it's driving me nuts. Alright, one more last row of 2. Then we'll save the rest for tomorrow. I'll zoom out so you guys can see the full progress here in a minute. Posted a comment above about Baja that might be helpful. He's allergic to cedar. Is that the one you were saying? That he was allergic to cedar? Baja, another one here. I'll repost it. I was definitely allergic to fire ants, where he had to carry an EpiPen. He did a treatment that lowered the immune response, so now he doesn't die, but is extremely uncomfortable. You're allergic to doxycycline, an antibiotic. Did I say that correctly? Oh man, my nose. Jeez. Just make all kinds of noises. I don't even know if that... Is that coming through the microphone too? Because I could feel like feel like that would be annoying after a while. Somebody come to my stream and is like, what the heck is wrong with his nose? All right. So where we are, total stitch count is... Today I did 152 stitches today. We're 12% complete. 57.96. We're almost to 58. We'll be close to 6,000 stitches soon, especially if I work on the black bar right here as well. 6,000, almost 5,800 stitches out of 46,745. You're is allergic to every animal here except cows and horses. Not sure if you have that plugged into your phone. There should be a way to plug it in for emergency responders if you ever need to look if something happens to you. Load it in your macro files. You did do THT? Oh, you did do that. Alright, so we're gonna end stream over on YouTube. And then I'm going to jump over to my YouTube channel for gaming. It's just youtube.com/Chadley. I think the only person really over on YouTube right now watching is probably Charlie. So Charlie knows where to go. But yeah, I'm going to end stream on YouTube. Anybody here on Twitch, just hang out for 1 minute. You'll get to see me change everything, but I did say I was going to zoom out so you guys could see the progress of it all. So here's the latest progress. You can start to see more and more of Spider-Man, that's for sure. There you go. There's the full progress. This is only the top half, by the way. This is only half of it from top to bottom. It's a little more, it's a little over half from top to bottom. We still have a whole nother half underneath what we're working on right now. So I'm going to try to fill in as much of the top half as I can. That way that'll all be like done, and then before I start moving the fabric. So we'll do all the top, and then we'll be down at the bottom, and then obviously I think what I'll do is I'm just gonna not move the fabric, and then we'll finally see top and bottom fully finished at the end on our last stream, which probably won't happen for another 1.5 years or so. But I wish I could stay longer, but sorry, it's been more difficult to get to streams, but I've been going to bed on time these days. Hey, it's totally understandable, Ballin. You're busy. You've got a busy life, so I understand. I'm just glad you're able to stop by, and you haven't forgotten about little old me. Okay. So that's that for that. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna end stream. Like I said, I'm gonna end stream over on YouTube, and then we'll set up for 2XKO, and we'll play that for probably 45 minutes or so to an hour. Probably do a little bit of ranked, maybe do a little bit of casuals, maybe some private matches if we get some people in for private matches too. But